are doing organic farming in Delta del Ebro for many years.
Yes.
And, could you tell me why you are doing organic farming in this delta?
Okay. Well, we are a little company, Riet Vell, that was created in 2001, 22 years ago, by a company, by a NGO or charity, a charity association of wildlife conservation of nature, and is part of BirdLife International, that is a big organization in the world, and the Spanish partner, SEO, Spanish Ornithological Society, was working here in Delta del Ebro in the 90s, 30 years ago, because of wildlife conservation and the wetland conservation and waterfowl. Well, and then they saw very quickly how important is in Delta del Ebro the relationship between rice and birds. Rice, wetlands, and birds. And then in that times, in the 90s, there was no one was making organic rice. And then rice was important, but also conventional rice used a lot of chemicals, a lot of products that had some problems with the ecosystem and with the conservation of the environmental values. And then what they promoted is the organic farming. Let's try a way to produce rice to get advantage of the good things of rice for birds, but to eliminate the bad things, the chemicals, and then the solution was to begin a project of organic rice, organic farming of rice in Delta del Ebro. We created the Spanish Ornithological Society created the company. A lot of people put money to create the necessary capital money, the necessary amount of money to buy the land, to buy the machines, to buy everything, to begin the project. And from that was in 2001, and from there we bought this land, 54 hectares. We left 11 hectares to make a wetland, to make a natural wetland for birds, and the other 42 hectares are with organic rice from 2001.
So in 90s, it was clear the agrochemicals affect to the birds.
Yes.
Like,
Yes, there were some problems with chemicals for birds, for insects, for the biodiversity.
and also, when I come here for the first time, I saw children learning traditional method of rice processing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you still continue?
Yeah, we have some activities with the schools, with children. Yeah, they come here and they know the rice fields, they know the wetland, they know the birds, they know the process. Yeah, we don't cultivate the rice with the traditional, we do in the traditional way, but with machines, with tractors, with not by hand, with but yeah, sometimes we make specific activities with children, showing how was. There was some paintings in the wall showing this way to culture, to farm the rice. That was here up to beginning of the last century, or mid days of Lux, about the 40s or the 50s. Up to then, 1950 or 1940 was like this, a traditional way, with people, a lot of people working in the fields, but later began the tractors, the machines, and now it's in a different way.
Do you know when people start cultivating rice in this area?
That was not a long time ago. That was maybe about 120, 130 years, something like that. There was, because before this was a big area for sheep and for animals in the past. There was an area where river sometimes had big floods, and well, it was a difficult area, but some channels were done, big channels from the main river, and then the possibility to irrigate and to change the landscape began, and then that was in the I think that the beginning of 90, maybe in the 1910, 1920 that began to this process, and then came some people from Valencia, 200 kilometers away from here. There was already some rice, and they began to try to plant some rice, and they saw that was okay, and slowly it was increasing the surface of rice, and now it's one of the main places in Spain and in Europe for rice.
Yeah. So now it's the biggest rice cultivating area in Catalonia.
In Catalonia, yeah.
Not Spain.
No, not Spain. No. In Spain is the second. The second one, the second big.
Yes. And Shumez project began because Pauline and Javier contacted you.
Yes.
Do you remember how they approached?
Yeah, I think that was, I don't remember if a telephone call or an email that Pauline contact. We are very interested. We have seen that you are rice in a very traditional way with wildlife and with birds, and then we know people from Japan with a very interesting philosophy that we would like to speak and to think about maybe cooperation in the future for the rice. And we said, okay, it's nice to speak and nice to speak with people with some kind of sensitivity about environmental values, and then we began to speak. We saw that was possible, and we got in contact, and we began to cultivate one of our pieces of land from 8 or 9 years ago.
And how about the reaction from consumers, general, your customers?
Well, most of our consumers are people quite committed, with a strong commitment with the project. We work with groups of people that goes together to buy together, something like Sumake maize from England, but from Spain. We work also with some shops. We work with some restaurants. We work with some retailers that afterwards sell to shops. Well, we have different kind of clients, but the product arrives, and in the end arrives to people, most of the cases, with a special sensibilization about wildlife, proximity, organic, but a bit farther, organic, but also with environmental values. Bit farther than don't use chemicals, what is important, but also to keep in this case the wetlands, the birds, to take care of where we are, and to make the agriculture in a way completely friendly with biodiversity and with birds.